Okay, there it is. Yeah, there's... Ah! Oh, this is cool. Okay. Wow, and it's only for a frame. It's literally one frame. Wow. What? Oh, this is creepy as all get out. What is this? Hey guys, and welcome to GT Not Live, where we're not live, but our hype for the new FNAF game is live, living its best life. I don't know. Finally, after months and months and months of or at least what feels like months and months and months of not a whole lot of news in the whole FNAF Security Breach world, a lot has started to happen in the FNAFosphere, which is exciting because, and actually timing-wise worked out really well, because I was in the process of refreshing myself on the last book that came out, which was The Puppet Carver in the Fazbear Frights stories. Very strange. I'm actually writing a script about it as we speak. That one's supposed to go up next week, hopefully, unless something happens. But then a new book just launched this week called Friendly Face, which is on my to-do list to start reading as of now. So I was already in kind of like the FNAF mindset when, lo and behold, Matt's like, oh my gosh, there's news. Right, Matt?
That's exactly what I said.
Yeah? Can you recreate that moment for me?
Oh my god, there's news.
Oh, you said gosh. Gosh.
Sorry.
Try
I
again.
didn't mean to curse on
You cursed, man. You used the Lord's name in vain.
Oh my gosh.
There's
news.
There's news. There it is. Perfect. That's exactly how it went down. Whoa, was that big thunder?
Oh, it's because I used his name in vain.
It is. He's smiting you. He's gonna smite this guy. I'm correcting him, okay? Smite this guy. So anyway, long story short, here we are. We're on the couch today to review some of the exciting FNAF Security Breach stuff and see what we can assess, any clues that we can assemble. The real story is I was researching Five Nights at Freddy's. A lot of you started tweeting at me that Security Breach now has a website dedicated to it. I saw it in the subreddit that people were starting to talk about this thing, and I'm like, oh, I need to dedicate time to actually look at this and see if there's anything that we can add to the conversation or anything that we notice just reacting to it in real time, right? Which is nice. It's nice to actually look into the games because for the better part of the last week and a half, I've been steeped into re-researching the entire history of Fazgoo, which is a thing in the books and for some reason has become a very important thing in the books. And I'm like, why? Why is this the direction that the series is going? Fazgoo, which...
Is that a person or an object?
Both. And that's not even me exaggerating. That is a legitimate, correct answer to that question.
Like a gloppy situation?
You know, Fazgoo is... It's really a state of mind, honestly. The Fazgoo is the friends we've made along the way. Which, again, seems like it's a joke, and it's kind of a joke, but also, when you look at it, it's kind of true. If you know Fazgoo, you know what. If you know, you know. No, Fazgoo is basically this pink substance that keeps showing up in the stories as like the human remains, but also the embodiment of your regrets and all negativity in your life. So basically there was that Rick and Morty episode where they split off the like good version of themselves from the bad version of themselves, and the like bad version of themselves is all like green and gloppy and angry all the time and all this negativity. That is kind of what Fazgoo is.
Could you drink it?
Yes, and not only will you drink it, it'll replicate in your stomach, causing you to explode from the inside out and your eyes to pop out of their sockets. Which, again, is something that legitimately happened in the previous story number 3 in the previous book, in which the girl eats her own best friend, and then her eyes pop out. It's a dream sequence, so don't worry too much about it, but it is a thing that happened in this story aimed at children. Fun fact, we are the edgiest channel that's allowed on YouTube at this point. So anyway, real quick before we hop into the live record, I just blew Matt's mind, by the way. Like, I blew Matt's mind like Fazgoo blew Peyton's eyeballs out of their sockets in the end of the Pizza Kit story.
Every day I come a little closer to knowing what FNAF is, and then I take 8 steps.
And then I just rip it all away. It's just gone now. Yeah. You know what? I feel the same way, Matt. See, that's the irony. I am the guy who's been studying it for years, and I feel the same way. So anyway, long story short, that's what we're hopping into today is this Security Breach website, everything that's hidden in it, hopefully hidden in it. Probably some inane FNAF conversation on the way, too. So before we hop into the live reactions here, real quick, if you haven't yet signed the MatPat Jeopardy petition, please do that. I would appreciate your help. It's right below this video. It is an attempt for me to get noticed by traditional media to just guest host Jeopardy for like an episode or two. We are less than 100,000 signatures away from surpassing LeVar Burton, who was the guy who got selected to do it off of his petition. And the news stories, again, showing kind of the unbalance in the world. The news stories are like, LeVar Burton's petition, that's a year old at this point, is getting close to 300,000 signatures. They're at like 280. We just crossed, or we're about to cross like 200,000 in a week. And so it's one of those things where it's like, maybe you should cover that story, media. Like, that's pretty exciting and interesting that, you know, an equivalent talent is getting that much fan fervor around themselves for this. But, you know, that's just me. That's none of my business.
Instead of building up people's childhoods, you ruin them.
Yeah, exactly.
You're
right?
the anti-LeVar Burton.
I am the anti-LeVar Burton. If anything, we are like the yin and yang of each other, right?
Definitely. You're his tether.
Yeah, you know, he lifts you up and I just smack you back down. That's me. But anyway, if you could sign the petition, that'd be great. Because do I expect anything to come of this? Absolutely not. No. But do I want to give it the old college try? Absolutely. And do I want to show that we were able to surpass someone who was recognized? And then thereby we are justified in us kind of like griping about the fact that no one bothered to acknowledge us? Yes, 100%. So if you could help kind of forward that petition, that would be fantastic. It'd help me live out a childhood dream. It would get respect for digital creators, I think, in a lot of ways. That'd be great. Thanks. just it's nice to see our numbers. It's nice to see the numbers be recognized by other people and kind of like the community get respect from people who at this point should know better, I would think. Anyway, that's just me griping. Let's talk about FNAF Security Breach, shall we? So let's hop into this. Matt, you have the website pulled up here. So this is the website, right?
Yes.
I haven't gotten a chance to check this out yet. Because as I alluded to, I've been reading a lot about Fazgoo. I've been digging into all the stories, and so I'm deep into Stitch Wraith territory right now. So it's nice to actually go back and revisit Security Breach. So, okay. So what do we got here? We got mysterious website. Immediately, my mind goes, ooh, stay hidden. Glitchy hover text. That's always exciting. Immediately, my mind goes, what other hover text is there? My mind goes to, what can we brighten about this? So I'm going to want to pull up Photoshop. Do you have Photoshop pulled up?
I do.
Great. Excellent. I'm glad. Good. There it is. Anything I can click on? Boop the nose. Not boop the nose. Got pizza box here. Got a phone. So glad to see fan always represented. They're on the right track. Good job. Good job, Steel Wool Studios. Making sure that the true enemy of the FNAF franchise is present, which is the fan. Phone. You know, very, very obviously that we need that. We're in, it seems like a security booth of some sort. I'm assuming this green button, ooh, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, is going to do something here. So we'll save that for a second. What else can I click on? Anything else that I can hover, click on? Oh, there it is. There's that boop the nose. Stay hidden. Stay hidden. Yeah, okay, so not too much to interact with. We know all. Well, I would hope so. You are developing the game, so glad to hear that you do know all. I'm assuming this is just going to open their website, right? Their YouTube channel. Okay. Huh, okay. Here, we'll be back to here in a second. I don't know what else Steel Wool does. That would be good to know. Real quick, let's print screen. Check this out. See if there's anything over here. Okay. Image, adjustment, exposure. Hey, it wouldn't be a FNAF teaser without checking brightness and exposure, huh? What is... Ooh, is that something? No, that's just wires attached to the wall. Okay, so this is just wall design, it looks like, or like wall texture. And these are wires coming out of the TV and kind of looped in there. For a second, I'm like, ooh, it looks kind of like a face, but it's not. Nothing really under the computer. Nothing. I was wondering if there maybe was something under the desk because it's so dark. Doesn't really look like it. Let's do just a basic. We'll just do a basic brightness real quick. Just because sometimes that reveals something else. Nothing really. Okay, so it doesn't really seem like there's a whole lot hidden in the darkness. I love the fact that this, to me, every time I see it, does look kind of like something peeking out from behind the screen, but it's not. I've been playing these games for far too long. I've been overthinking these games for much, much, much too long. So there we go. So nothing really hidden in that. Again, before we hit the button and get to that, let's do a quick... I was going to say, let's do a quick right click to check out the source code, but it says you can't save this. Oh, that's cool. That's really fun. I like that a lot. You can't save that. Well, this is where I beg to differ, Steel Wool Studios. Let's see if I can do, what would that be? So usually what I would do is I would open up source code or like image source or things like that from a right click, but instead we can do, what would it be? It would be developer tools is the right way to do that because that'll show me the editor. Okay, so there's always a way to see the source code. What do we got here? Anything? So it's a YouTube frame, so there's going to be a YouTube video that plays in here. Nothing exciting, just some containers to set this all up. Cross origin, okay. Yeah, there doesn't seem like there's a whole lot. Google Tag Manager, Security Breach TV. Yeah, this is just all for the... And then, well, Helvetica, good choice, always a good choice. A popular font. It's actually Kanye West's favorite font, fun fact. Did you know that, Matt? I feel like that's a factoid that you would appreciate.
I did know that.
Did you really?
Yeah.
How'd you learn that one?
I have a useless database of Kanye West information in my brain.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Well,
accessible at any time.
Oh, there you go. Kanye, yeah, fun fact. I learned that through a series of conversations with people who had worked closely with him and given him presentations, and his management team told them like in advance,
Throw
like,
it in
oh,
Helvetica.
got Helvetica. And then when Kanye sat in the room and watched the presentation, the immediate thing that he said, like on page 1, he's like, oh, Helvetica, good choice. like that was it. Unironically, didn't know it was coming, but that was a thing that he outright commented on initially as soon as they started.
That is cool.
Where did you learn that?
Like some Reddit page.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh, that's funny. Yeah. We had conversations with one of the teams that eventually like worked on his digital strategy or something like that at one point, and they were like, oh, let me tell you some Kanye West stories. And we're like, yeah, that sounds like fun. And that was one of them, about the presentation that they gave to him about Helvetica and the color that he likes, which is a certain tone of navy blue.
Huh.
Yeah, those were the two important, like, otherwise he would walk out of the room immediately or something. I don't know. Anyway, it's wacky stuff. I guess when you're big-time celebrity, and you're able to get more than 300,000 signatures on a Jeopardy petition, you can dictate what font your PowerPoint presentations appear in. Okay, so cool. I'm liking this, but as far as like what hints is it giving me, what lore is it giving me, I'm not getting a whole lot here. Right, I'm in a security office. It's fun. Let's see what we actually got for the button now, and see what the screen does. Okay. Oh, it's a YouTube screen. Hold up. Okay, so this just kind of flips it back and forth. Studying friends on tour. Okay. It's like Scooby-Doo. It's like an old Hanna-Barbera cartoon. Because he had the Mystery Machine and things like that. Oh yeah, this is classic Hanna-Barbera. This is a glitch. We'll have to rewind and check that out. It looked like there was something there.
Want to join our band?
Oh, I was wondering if they would actually get him to talk. That's funny. God, the canned laughter. I was not a big fan of the old Hanna-Barbera stuff. I mean, granted, it was past my time anyway, so it wasn't an era. This is classic, though. I appreciate them riffing on the trope. Which makes me wonder, is this at all pointing to the era? Is this found in an archive? Oh, someone's watching. Huh. Okay, the reveal of him being an animatronic. So they're real animals, surprised by him being an animatronic. I don't know. Wow, Freddy, your voice is very different and unexpected. Huh. So it's the end of the tape. That's weird. To me. Okay, we'll talk about this in a second. Since it seems like I can't really pause it so much. Maybe we can go back. Oh, and all the numbers. There's some voices in the background. Stay hidden. Someone's watching. Okay. So since this is a YouTube video, maybe we can hop over to YouTube. Can I access this? No. So this is on the Steel Wool channel, though. Freddy and Friends.
I've got it pulled up in that tab.
Oh, you have it pulled up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here, this one?
Yep.
Okay. So initial thoughts, just from that first quick watch through, was the fact that, okay, so this is restarting it, was there was that glitch that we have to look at, definitely voices at the end. I'm wondering if there's a tease to a release date in the numbers. I'm curious what was hidden on the Mystery Machine van, the on-tour van, like what text was hidden under there. So there's a lot of things that we actually should probably look at closer. Oh, and also that ending thing, which seems like it should be tracking lines. So for those of you who didn't grow up with VHSs, especially classic VHSs, sometimes the tape would get askew, or it would cause, it would kind of glitch, or it would have kind of artifacting from being old or worn or out of alignment. And so on your old controllers, our old VHS controller, you had a tracking, which would, I believe, and I this is way back and before the days where I cared how things worked, tracking, I think it would kind of shift the frame of the video up or down to kind of adjust, but you would have these bars appear, kind of like what you see at the end of this thing. But that didn't look like tracking, because tracking bars are usually very horizontal, very rectangular, and kind of very clearly able to be shifted up and down. What was happening at the end there looked more fluid. I need to look at it again. It makes me wonder if it's either a hidden image that needs to be squished or compressed in some way, maybe stretched, or if it's something else. We'll give it a look. Okay, so starting this off. So, all right, okay, Freddy and Friends on tour. What do we got? License plate. License plate is just Fazbear. I was wondering if there was something there. Freddy and Friends, pizza on tour, but it's covering something up. So here, we'll see that. Okay, so let's check this out again. Nothing really exciting on top. You got pots and pans, guitar, kind of what you'd expect. Luggage. Doesn't seem like there's any, indications of anything else. Okay, so this says Pizza, Freddy and Friends, Pizza Factory, RY, Pizza, no, it wouldn't be Party. Huh, it must be PZA, A ends here. So it's a pretty long word, space. So you'd be starting the word right around here. Pizza, Perry? Pori, Tori, Fairy? I don't know. Factory, what else ends with...
Factory is a good guess.
Right, I feel like Factory is the one that fits kind of the best. I mean, it's still a long word to fit there, but how many words end with RY that you'd be like, oh, this makes sense there? Dairy. The pizza dairy, Pizza
diary.
Diary.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Perry.
Uh-huh.
Scary.
The Pizza scary.
The pizza scary. Pizza, right? Like, I'm trying to think of, like, nouns or places or things that would, like, end this.
Jerry.
Oh, Jerry. It's a Rick and Morty crossover. I don't know. Okay, and then underneath you have what looks to be the phone number, 1-800, not enough numbers to get you to call anything, which is good from a legal standpoint for them. Okay, so here we go. Classic Mystery Machine riffing on the Hanna-Barbera stuff. Got the old artifacting on things, which is so cool. And they really nail a lot of these tropes, which is really funny. The canned laughter, man. The canned laughter of stuff is so strange to me. Did people, again, we've talked about this a little bit in the past, where, like, the sensibilities of audiences have so fundamentally changed over the years. Like, did people actually find this funny, and did the canned laughter actually help them find it funnier? Like, oh yeah, this is a moment where I should be laughing. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, it's a weird choice.
Isn't it a weird choice?
It probably worked, but also, who came up with that?
Right, that idea of, like, we need...
It's probably studio audience.
I was going to say, it was probably born out of the studio audience mentality back then, where, like, we needed a live studio audience as a laugh track. How do you do that with cartoons? Cartoons is this, like, canned laughter stuff. But yeah, this is so indicative of, like, Scooby-Doo, obviously, with the van, but also very much like Yogi Bear with the woods and things like that. So, there's definitely something there. Hold up. So this is, what do we got? Okay, there it is. Yeah, there's... Ah! Oh, this is cool. Okay. Oh, wacky. Wow, and it's only for a frame. It's literally one frame. Wow. What? Oh, this is creepy as all get out. What is this? What is... I mean, immediately you see, like, white face, big mouth, and you think the puppet, but there's more than one. And it's got teeth, which Puppet usually doesn't have, but, you know, consistency across different installments and updates and character designs is something else. Interesting. So what do I see? I see there's him, but there looks to be another 1, 2, 3 and a half. 1, 2. So you would say 1, 2, 3, 4, which would be what? Freddy, Foxy, Bonnie, Chica, and then maybe Golden Freddy, because he's always the one who's the fifth character. And also is usually depicted with one eye as opposed to two. Like if you think back to FNAF 3, the FNAF 3 ending, you have Freddy, Foxy, Bonnie, Chica masks, and then there's the Golden Freddy mask in the background, but with only one eye lit. So the fact that there are 4 heads here, plus an additional one with one eye, seems to suggest that. I see this ear, what looks to be like an ear right there. Here, hold on a sec. What can I do? Let me print screen here. Where's my Photoshop again? Let's do a new one. Photoshop. Okay. Oh, that's weird. Is this? Oh, there's that's weird. Alpha Z groups? Alpha Z groups. Alpha Z groups. Okay, here, let me think about that for a second. Let me keep going down the thread that I was real quick, and then maybe we can think about Alpha Z groups and what that might mean. Where is... Here it is. This is sharpen. I wanted to sharpen this real quick just because there's very clearly a blur filter that's been put on this. So I just want to see if we sharpen this a little bit, if that's going to help at all. That's one pass. It might have been a bit too extreme. It may have sharpened it too much. Whoops. Hey, come back. Did that help at all? Not really. It did make the shapes a little bit clearer, but it didn't really do a whole lot to differentiate. And it looks, so this guy and this guy up here look like they're largely the same in terms of kind of like head shape. It's weird that you have this kind of like, this makes me think of like lobotomy or someone's head getting chopped right here to do like a brain operation. They also, real quick, let me double check one other thing here, because this is also making me think of, what's this? What do we got here? What was it? Where is it? What would it be under? It's Security Breach. PS5 exclusive something or other. It was was it the teaser trailer? No, teaser trailer was the first one. This is exclusive. Shoot, it was the NVIDIA thing. NVIDIA Shield. We'll just do NVIDIA. It was the trailer that everyone was mad about because it was not good. Like, people were so hyped for this thing that was going to be revealed as part of this big NVIDIA presentation. Yeah, this is it. This big NVIDIA presentation, and then it ended up being just like more footage of what we had already seen, right? And not this guy. There was a guy back here I noticed at one point. This guy. So you see this guy, and I've been wondering about these other robots. You see how he kind of has what it looks like if you were to kind of like take this. Yeah, we can't really get a good shot of him. But you notice the head here, where it has the same line across the top of his head. Oh, wait, there it is. Oh, that's actually a good moment where he kind of like looks at us. Right there. So he has what looks to be kind of a similar eye shape, and definitely that head right there, with that pretty pronounced headline. And there's another one back there. Yeah, and then it's just kind of another segment here. Okay, so to me, as I look at that, I could see this. So a couple things here. One is, wow, look at there's 4.5 of them. That's kind of interesting. Maybe they're indicative of the spirits or skulls or skeletons of dead kids, or all of them are versions of a puppet that have been shoved into an animatronic suit. Maybe. But also I see this, and especially that line right there, and I think about, and they all are roughly the same. Do they have different shapes? This one looks like it has teeth, but is outside of a head. So I'm not 100% sure. But I also see these, and it made me think of those kind of service robots that, might also turn on you over the course of this game, right? So maybe at a certain point, those robots become evil, and they turn into this, and kind of maybe attack you en masse. So a couple directions there. And again, maybe it is. Maybe it's just a bunch of puppets, marionettes, which doesn't seem to be the case. They look a bit too different from the puppet, but maybe. Alpha Z groups. Alpha Z groups. That's interesting. I wonder if this is maybe, I don't even know. Like, first off, just to satisfy my own curiosity, I don't think this is the case. But again, let me just, this is something that we're saving for later, Matt, I'm assuming? Great, good to know. Good to know. Alpha Z. Start. Alpha Z is an open source tool for program analysis. Love the Venom. Oh, Alpha Z, here it is. Alpha Z doing some Venom trailer analysis. Okay. I don't think that's it. What is this one? Alpha. I'm just curious. This is nothing. Alpha Z is an open source tool for program analysis. Okay, yeah, this is nothing. Alpha Z groups, just out of curiosity. Yeah, no. And then what about like code? Or like decode? Yeah, this is, it doesn't scream out to me as any sort of NATO alphabet or anything like that. Like, I was trying to think, is there a code, like Alpha Z code, like where you're doing a number swap or letter swap or something, but that doesn't seem to be the case. So really, and then what would it even be doing? Like, these are real words. I'm not decoding anything. There's nothing that's suggesting a code. So to me, maybe this is the group that has, or like the collection, since it's groups, right? Maybe this is a group of those robots, like these are Alpha Z robots, and this is one of those groups, or maybe it's the parent company of this like robotics manufacturer, and this is their thing, or maybe this is like security footage from like Alpha Z Groups Incorporated, like like Google Nest, for instance, has watermarks over top of their security footage, so that way it's like Google Nest Cam. So maybe this is like Alpha Z Group's security cam or something like that. Interesting. This is cool though. This is scary. Like, this is the scariest thing to come out of anything Security Breach related so far. So it's cool to see that there is definitely some scares in store, it looks like, which is pretty awesome. Matt, it looked like you were gesticulating to do something. But no. Oh, you just wanted to shift around?
Yeah, just hanging out.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Okay, so back to that. Back to him walking around. Okay, shows up the hook. It's interesting, want to join the band, and Foxy says no. I don't know if there's anything actually, like, important in this. Foxy the Pirate, you got your classic Scooby-Doo chase through the doors, appearing in different doors. I like that Bonnie is portrayed as kind of this, like, just doof throughout, just not caring at all. And then appearing out of there. Nothing exciting. Yeah, I think that was... This is weird. And they go, no, it's an animatronic. Which on one hand, I'm like, are the others surprised? I think it's just a gimmick for the show. I don't think that's saying anything. I love that Freddy's voice completely changes to like a boy band member during the song. Like before this, he's like, hey, you want to join the band? And now all of a sudden he's got like the smooth crooning voice. He's like the lost member of BTS all of a sudden. Okay, so this is weird. Like, this to me is weird. This is not how tracking lines go. And here's the thing. There are very easy ways to do tracking effects. Like, we do it all the time. You know, I like, to be honest, like, we do a lot of, like, old-timey VHS glitches, effects. There are... You know, there are plugins that can do this sort of thing. There are lots of ways to accomplish a VHS style like retro effect. And this is not that, right? If you look at it, it's also super thick, right? Like tracking lines are not this thick. They are very horizontal. They are thinner than this, and so to see something behave like this, and it also gets thinner, right? Like, this is very unusual to me. This strikes me as very strange. Very strange. Like, it feels more tentacle-like than anything. Like almost like Ennard, right? Ennard, you know, a bunch of series of tubes, or maybe like... what is it? Night Marionette, right? Who is not canon historically, but, you know, from the FNAF VR, from a couple things at this point. Night Marionette has appeared in a couple things, which is like the nightmare version of the puppet, who has a bunch of tentacles, right? And these tentacles kind of wave out. They're black and white like this, and they get thinner as you get to the end. Like, the only other thing I could think about is kind of what I alluded to earlier, which is that this is an image that's been stretched and that we'd have to like pull it wider, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like it's just kind of, I mean, I'll do it just for the sake of thoroughness, but to me, this does not seem, do we have image transformation controls? There we go. This to me does not seem like that. Oh wait, this is new Photoshop. I forgot with new Photoshop you actually have to like, the default is they keep it scaled, so you actually have to do it this way. Which honestly, yeah, this is just expanding something that I thought, yeah, this is not going to yield anything. So that's weird. But yeah, this to me does not say tracking lines. Also, when you associate it with that sound, which feels again very organic. Right, that feels like an organic monster rather than tracking lines or anything like that. And then lastly is this thing. You have the different parts of him flashing at different times, which is interesting. Okay, so here's the numbers. There's a lot of different directions this could be. Does this say a word, back? The bottom looks like A, like F. Okay, maybe not. Maybe it's just kind of animating on. 775321. So this very clearly seems like it's hinting at a release date. 1775. So it's going to be 2 number, 2 number, 2 number, 2 number, 2 number, 2 number, but yeah, not that. 86, no. None of these are real dates, though. I mean, here's the thing. This could be an alpha code if they wanted it to be. And then it glitches there. Bada bing, bada boom. Just a bunch of random numbers. I'm wondering if this is just a bunch of random numbers that ultimately is meaningless for now, but will eventually, like, they're leading up to, like, the date reveal, right? That's got to be it. Although this is weird how it kind of, like, FID. It looks like the bottom half of a couple letters. Like, maybe there's something there. Not 100% sure. Also not sure if it really makes a whole lot of difference. You know, oh, that's interesting. Okay, so you'll notice here, all the other numbers are shifting, but after that glitch, the 2 is now consistent, right? So all the other numbers are shifting, but 2, that 2 right here, is no longer moving. So I'm wondering if, because this is episode 1, I'm wondering if as they release, who knows how many, but maybe like episode 2, episode 3, if more of these numbers start getting solidified and you start getting closer and closer to what the release date is. So ladies and gentlemen, it's confirmed. It is coming out in the decade of the 20s. 2020 something. 2029, ladies and gentlemen. We're only a mere, 8 years away. Yeah, and then that seems to be about it. And it sticks through that way to the end. Yep, and then it just fades out. Okay, so there you go, friends. Complete lore recap. I need to watch this. So that way someone can teach me what the actual lore of these games... I'd love to find out what the lore of these games is. That'd be fantastic. Bet they don't mention Phasgoo, because I don't think anyone wants to mention Phasgoo. What else did you pull up here, Matt?
So I found some things on the FNAF Reddit page.
Okay.
A lot of people, along with you, have been speculating as to what any of this means.
Oh, okay. How'd I do? Did you read it?
You did really well.
Did I do okay?
Yeah, you called out a lot of the things that people have already called out.
Okay.
There are a few things that you've missed, though, so it might be helpful
to flip
just
through
to
it?
flip through them real quick.
Okay, so this one, Realistic Owl. Just noticed that one of the numbers froze. Hey, okay. So the date so far is, XXXX2X. Great. Nice. Okay, so I'm on the same page there. So it's basically confirmed that... there you go. Basically confirmed that the game will come out this decade. Oh, that's really funny. That's great. Yeah. Well, that'll be interesting, right? Day, month... Is it day, month, year, or is it month, day, year? To me, I think because what Steel Wool is... I think it's US-based. It would be month, day, year. And that's, I think, historically how FNAF has done it. So we'll see. What do we got? I'm not saying it's night... Okay, so someone... I do see the sim. I'm glad that someone actually pulled this in. The teeth are very similar. Oh, and they're even calling out the tentacles. Yeah. It's weird. This is weird to me. And I don't know if this is Nightmare On just because there's 5 of them and also Nightmare On is questionably canon and this and that. And I mean, those security bots do seem like a good fit for, especially with that one with the kind of headband. But that being said, you can't deny those tentacles and that. This is weird. That's suspicious to me. It might just be a weird video choice that they made. It feels like more than that to me. It feels like there's maybe Cthulhu. It must be Cthulhu. Cthulhu confirmed for FNAF Security Breach. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Slap that one on the FNAF channel and Scott World on YouTube. There's news for ya. We're blowing this puppy wide open. Cthulhu is the new enemy of FNAF Security Breach. I might be tripping, but that looks like Withered Chica. Or Chica. Withered Chica. I don't know, I think you might be tripping. You see right here, Matt, there's this very blurry image. And if you squint really hard, it might look like this. It might.
Listen, they weren't giving y'all a lot to work with.
No, honestly, there's not a whole lot to work with. And to be fair, I have grasped at more than my fair share of straws. And like I called out earlier, this does seem like a half-completed face as opposed to some of the other ones, which feel like more. Yeah, I guess I can see it. I don't know, man. It's It's a lot. That's actually one of the reasons why I wanted to see sharpness, to see if sharpness would help clarify some of these shapes. I can kind of see a beak shape there. Sure. You know, I'm not going to hate it. It is more triangular. I don't hate it. The more I look at it, the more I'm convinced. And I don't know if that's just me convincing myself or what. But sure. And, you know, to be fair, that also coincides with me being like, wow, there's 4.5 faces. Maybe it coincides with 4.5 masks. So good on you, Rococo 80217. That's actually 17 hours ago, so 802. You know, fighting the good fight. All the doubters out there. How do people like this one? It does. Yeah, I mean, my friends fully analyzed the image and noticed that others look like the Withereds, especially the one on the right, which looks like Withered Freddy, which honestly, again, like, I noticed that there was an ear here. Maybe the same thing. Steel wool, maybe, okay, yeah, it kind of looks like it, but the photo's resolution, yeah. No, there's some good eyes. Here's the thing, right? Sure, I can see it. I don't hate it. I like it a lot. At first, I'm like, come on. But really, the more I look at it, I can see it. A cartoon is running on the monitor now. There are chips and pizza. Someone has started working there. Okay, so this must have been out for a couple days, so they've been updating it. So now there's pizza and chips. That's cool. And these look like the chips from FNAF VR, which is cool. That's a cool kind of continuing thread. Oh yeah, someone's working. And it does look like is that a Freddy face on the pizza box, which makes sense. That's cool. At the end of the video, there's a slow voice. Can you figure out what it says? Here.
The video's
yeah.
Limited.
Sounds like someone in an office setting who doesn't understand the concept of reverb.
It's a sim in the office.
Can you give me those PTS reports? That'd be great. Thank you. Come with us. Maybe it's Glamrock Freddy. I know what it says. It's saying, make sure you sign up to the Matt Pat for Jeopardy petition. That's what it's saying right there. Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, some of the sound stuff at the end, it's definitely worth an analysis and speeding it up, you know, changing the pitch, something like that to see if there's anything there. I don't have the Audacity and all that pulled up today because that's always a little bit more complicated of a process, but I could see that. There's definitely been stuff in the past that's definitely been hidden in audio files, so I wouldn't be surprised. The buttons' names changed. The button images name changed to Don't Press Us and Seriously Don't Press Us. Huh. That's interesting. Don't press us. Seriously don't press us. So that's talking about the button to turn on and off the TV. That's interesting. I wonder if by pressing the button we're unleashing whatever the like tentacle monster is, if that is even a thing. That's fascinating. That's cool that you're able to look this up. How are they seeing this? I'm curious. You can't save it. What is this? Yeah, it could be just a joke too. I could see that. Like, hey, stop looking at the source code of this file. That could be a thing. Black pipe thing doesn't look like... It does. I agree. Black pipe thing doesn't look like static. It moves too fluidly. What do people think? It looks like a stretched image. I said that, but maybe not. Flashback to when we thought Ennard might be some sort of tentacle abomination. It could be. It feels like tentacle. Something slithering around inside the tape. It's Fazgoo! Actually, that's not true. Fazgoo is canonically pink, so it is not Fazgoo. Step down, Fazgoo fandom. Not this time. The tape being recorded over. That is true, though. In the books, there is a lot of mentions of things slithering through walls, being kind of unseen, crawling through vents, things like that. It could relate to something there. Here's a list of all the visible purple numbers. Oh, cool. Good job. Well done. I checked all the numbers, and all of them should be correct. Well, there you go. That's all the numbers, but see how 2 becomes very consistent. Yeah, I mean, we could dump these into a code file at some point. I don't think it's worth it. My Captain Fan Club is 69,420. Really? Is that one in there? Hold up. 69,420. LOL! they're funny numbers. That's really great. That's really great. When 3 extract those numbers, feel like it posted 5 hours ago. That's funny. There's more. Okay. Yeah. 69, 420. Nice. Badum ching. Yeah, I think this is more of a like slow reveal rather than any sort of code things like that. Because that would be a lot to kind of expect people to decode. And also, where are you breaking the numbers? Like, you know, is that a 17? Is that a 1 and a 7? Like, it would take a lot of decoding to do, which doesn't quite seem like FNAF's thing just yet. One day, FNAF is going to breach into full-on ARG mode, which is why on Game Theory we've been diving into more and more, like, difficult, elaborate ARG decoding stuff. I don't think we're quite there yet with FNAF. FNAF tends to find a good middle ground of, let's find a glitch, let's brighten things up, let's do a simple cipher or something like that, not like, let's go full-on sicko mode and do I guess that's not true, though, because they did, like, Visionaire ciphers in the security logbook, so who knows? Just pull out all the stops, friends. So yeah, there you go. This is interesting. I don't know how many more of these are going to come out or when they're going to come out, right? If I were them, I would guess this is coming out like what? Maybe a new episode once a week leading up to the eventual date reveal. So if this is the beginning of September, I'm doing one for the next 5 weeks, right? So it would be, there are 6 numbers in this date reveal. So the next one they're going to reveal is probably like the 1, right? So that way it's 21 and you're like, oh, it's coming out this year. And then from there, you know, it's slowly revealing probably like the day and then finally the month. So I would say there's going to be at least 5 of these, maybe 6. And then the 6th one is when the final reveal is. So that would be midway through October. So if they're doing 6 of these, again, this is pure speculation on my part, it would be all of September, first 2 weeks of October. My guess is they're revealing it either for end of October, early November, mid-November maybe, for holiday season or Halloween. And then that's it. So I would expect 5 more of these over the course of the next 5 weeks. That's my prediction. And who knows? We'll be here to analyze them all with ya and slowly screenshot things and pontificate in real time while encouraging you to try and get me to be Jeopardy host. That's it. This is fun. I love this. It's fun to have something to theory craft in real time around. It's like I said, it's cool to have someone, you guys out there, to just listen to me rant about Fazgoo for a little bit because it is weird. I mean, look at this thing. This is the book that I'm currently reading, Matt. Is this not a book that it screams, read me?
They look friendly.
Well, that's what the title says, friendly face.
No, I know, and that's what I'm getting.
Yeah? Is this going to be your best bud?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, don't worry. The Fazgoo guppies will invade your body.
There's coming like little fish.
You and I have a long talk after this is over. Like, there's jumping the shark, and then there's jumping the shark. Like, FNAF at this point has jumped like 5 sharks. It's like literally a tower of sharks, 5 sharks high, and they've just go whoop over the top. But that'll be for maybe next week's analysis if this ends up becoming a regular thing. Who knows? So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for theorizing alongside us. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. And when a new one of these drops, make sure you let me know because I'm curious to see where this is all headed. But it's exciting that things are ramping up again and that it looks like this game has a chance of coming out this year. You know, only like a year and a half too late or whatever, but who cares? So anyway, thank you guys. We'll see you in the next video. And remember, it wasn't a stream, but it was a video for you. Bye-bye!